Recently you have given your time, mind, money, we can say anything, on your documentary. What type of response you're getting from the India?
The current generation know that something is not right, but they don't know how to put it into words. And you need to put it into words so you can organize your thinking. What we have done in the documentary is we have put words and definition and form which allows people to say, actually, that's what I was thinking. Deep down, you know there's something wrong with the BBC. Everybody knows there's something wrong with the BBC,
Yes.
but we don't know precisely what. Once you know precisely what, then you can act on it.
Yes.
And the response we saw in the Hyderabad cinema was that response. People were shocked that Britain, which goes around the world saying we hold the standards of human rights, was engaged in 42 regime change operations, all of which are illegal. They're completely contrary to international law. And yet they were engaged in them, and people in the audience received that information. When they understood how the BBC manipulated the story of what happened in Leicester, suddenly it was clear what had been done. And so the more you know, the more you understand, and the greater and the speedier your reaction.
When coming those type of truth to them, what type of the reaction that people giving to you back?
Here has been very good. In fact, in the cinema the other day, there was an elderly woman who sat there with her head in her hands saying, I didn't know this was done to us. A very emotional moment. And that's what we hope for.
In how many languages that you are doing this documentary to reach the people in India?
As many as we can.
So far, how many languages that you have done?
I believe we have it in Kannada has already been released. In fact, in Bangalore it was broadcast. We are working on a Hindi version. In fact, it's probably ready, but we've just got to get the logistical issues done. And I know that a Tamil version is high on our priority list, and Telugu as well.
Is really that your motto is to show the truth of the BBC, or else any hidden agenda that you have?
One of my most favorite Christian saints, yes, I have favorite Christian saints, was Saint Augustine in his wise period. He said, the truth doesn't need to be defended. It's a lion. It just needs to be released. And then let it do its work. And we know this to be true. We have seen that when a huge lie is revealed as such, it collapses. When a massive empire is revealed as a criminal enterprise, it collapses. We're seeing the Church of England in the United Kingdom collapsing right now. Yesterday, the Archbishop of Canterbury resigned because child abuse revelations came into the public domain, and he had protected the perpetrators by not acting according to the requirements. And so he has resigned. And all of a sudden in today's news, everybody was saying, why do we need the church? Whereas once upon a time, it was the power behind the British Empire. So when you release a truth, then it does its own work.
But you may get applause from the Bharat people, from the India, but you also may get threat from the British empires.
We are reincarnationists. Right? We just keep coming back until the job is done.
Okay.
Yeah? And this is an important thought, because Swami Chinmayanandaji, he said it really well. He said, we have lots of problems with people who are not Hindu. But the first thing we have to do is convert Hindus to Hinduism.
Okay.
So the moment we get our Sanatani family understanding what Sanatana Dharmic principles are, then we should be fearless. Why would an immortal being be fearful? We know that our journey is transient. We know that what you own, we call it Maya, don't we? That it's not really a long-term ownership. When we go, we leave it all behind. All we've done in life is moved a whole load of stuff from here to here. That's all it is. So if you have a life which is based on dharmic principles, you have the most powerful being on the planet. I often say to youngsters, we used to be called Aryavrat, right? The nation of noble peoples. How many people do you know who you would think Arya when you meet them in our Sanatani family? When we have that generation back again, the world will watch and it will follow.